Alright, so we picked up a new tool for the garage. It's a CrewWorks ultrasonic cleaner. Got it off of Amazon. It's a 30 liter, roughly 8 gallons. You see we got it full. It's about 6 gallons of water, 1 gallon of the solvent. This is the stuff I'm using. It's I'm not quite sure how to say that name, but ultrasonic cleaner solution. It says to mix 1 to 8. We're a little light, so it'll be a little stronger than what they say. But today we're going to be cleaning a carb I've had laying around for a few years. It's a E85 carb. It's a quick fuel. Started off as a gas carb, and it was rebuilt at some point by Rob Mix. And this thing is not crazy dirty, but you can see it's... See if I can get some better light. See, it's pretty dirty in there. It definitely had some E85 left in it. Yeah, you can see it's pretty nasty in the bowls. The carb body itself, this was just caked in there. So yeah, we got it all torn apart. I picked up these bins that I can put all the small parts in. So we got all of our screws and everything in there. I have each one separated, so I have primary side, secondary side, and yeah. So we're gonna try this out. Sorry, this bench is a mess right now. I got the carb apart. We're in the process of building that, and I just got stuff everywhere. So, but yeah, let me put all this stuff in there. We're gonna get it started. Do one 30-minute run, and I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like. But I mean, you can see it's definitely seen better days. So we'll see how good of a job it does. We'll be back like that. So in 30 minutes, it got to 50 degrees Celsius. In the future, you can... So we're pulling everything out right now, and I can tell you already, these parts are clean. They look fantastic. Didn't mess with any of the anodize that I can tell so far, which is nice. I was a little nervous about that because I've seen it peel paint, but... Alright, so we got all the parts pulled out. And all I've done so far is just take a couple of these blue towels shop rags and just kind of wipe everything down. But man, it cleaned it so well. It got rid of all of that gunk, all that white powder that was on here from the leftover E85. It looks great. I need to clean the bottom of that up a little more from the gasket that was stuck on there. All that looks fantastic. Definitely dirty still, but this is like on there good. I'll have to like try to scrape that off or something. But the bowls, they look great. I mean, you saw what they looked like prior. And again, all I did was just kind of wipe it out. And they look much better. That one came out even better. Really just like the little corners that are still kind of, dirty. But everything came out great. Everything's super clean. The rebuild kit gets here Thursday. So we'll leave all this stuff out here. We're going to just continue to wipe all this stuff up. This is the small parts. And, I mean, I've had this carburetor I moved here 2020. I bought it probably 2 years before that. So it's, I've had this carb for 7 or 8 years. And it has never been ran since I've owned it. And it has just sat in the garage, obviously full of E85 before I purchased it, and sat for however long, and was just filthy. And these screws were, not in great shape. And now, I mean, I haven't wiped any of these off yet, but you see that stuff just wipes right off. All the outsides are super clean now. Threads look really good. I'll run a cleaner through all the threads. These are the jet extenders, and they were basically white. They weren't brass anymore. They all look like that inside right there. That's what all the outside look like. And now they look, great. I'll run a little wire brush through the inside of those to clean those up. These are the jets that were in it. These are 100s, and they were nasty. These were actually so gunked up when I tried to take this jet off, and it was this jet, because you can see it's kind of beat up there. I was using my Holley jet remover, and it bent. It bent it. That's how gunked up and stuck they were. And it bent it. So they were stuck in there good. I had to use a different screwdriver to get them out. And now, I mean, they look basically brand new. So I will say, as far as this thing goes, it worked fantastic. But it does take a long time to heat up to 80 degrees Celsius. So it is 10:50. And I pulled these parts out about 10 o'clock. So, and I left the heater on to see how long it would take to get to 80, and it's still not even close. So, if you're gonna buy one of these, just realize that the temperature is not gonna get to 80 degrees Celsius very fast. It's gonna take a little while. So if you plan on cleaning parts and you want it at the hottest temp, then you're gonna, if it's full of water, which it holds almost 8 gallons, you definitely want to turn it on for, first thing in the morning, and then probably wait a few hours before you try to clean your parts. But even at the lower temp, it started off at like 20, I want to say it was like 25 degrees Celsius. It ran for a half hour, and it got to, I think it was 50 degrees when I pulled it out. And the parts came out great. I mean, super clean. because I'll have to run some brushes through some of this stuff to clean it out. And the water's not super dirty. The water looks just like what it did, just a little milky, so the water's still going to be good. So I mean, I highly recommend it. It wasn't super expensive. It'll clean pretty much anything you need. You know, it'll fit most engine parts. It's not quite big enough to fit an LS head. I was kind of hoping it would. It needs to be about a 1/2 inch longer, and then you'd be able to put a head in there. But I think I might be able to put the head standing up and just do half the side and then flip it over to the other half. And I think we'll be really close to doing the whole head that way. But we'll have to find out. Or maybe I'll get creative and, you know, figure out a way to lay it down and then whatever. But yeah, so the carb came out really clean. Once we get the rebuild kit in, I also ordered some jets for it because we're going to start off with a little smaller jets. It had 90s in the primaries, 100s in the rear, in the secondaries. I think that's too big, so we bought some jets. I think I'm going to start at like an 84 on the primaries and like a 92 in the secondaries. We'll be back in a couple days to finish the build on this carburetor. See all the other parts in there. Yeah, we'll see you guys in a couple days when we rebuild this, and hopefully, I think the cam is supposed to come sometime tomorrow. I got to return that cam, so that cam wasn't ground right. All the lobes on the lift are different. I mean, some lobes are at the lobe lift like 360, and some are 374, and they're supposed to be, you know, 374 thousandths, and they're at 360. But it's not every lobe. If every lobe was the same, you know, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But they're off by, you know, 10 to 14 thousandths from lobe to lobe to lobe. So it definitely wouldn't have ran very good in the motor. So I'm glad we checked that. So we sent that back, or we're going to be sending that back when the new one shows up. And the new one should be here this week. We'll get it in, make sure everything's good to go on that, and you know, get that finished, throw the carb on it, and then we need to build a run stand so that we can get this thing fired up. So we'll see you guys later. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think of this new ultrasonic cleaner. I think it was worth every penny. I think I got a ton of stuff to clean. The next thing we're gonna throw in there is one of these things. Just see, this thing's nasty. Got a bunch of junk on it. I got some other stuff up there that's, you know, nice and dirty. And yeah, we're gonna throw that stuff in there and see how it does. Probably do that tomorrow. And yeah. Catch you guys on the next one.